Hey guys, it's Sam. Today I wanted to share with you my favorite size from Lyons Leather Co. The Queen Bee has won out as my favorite, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned. This one is the Black Bee, and thank you so much Lyons Leather for sending this to me. In my last video, if you watched it, where I compared all three sizes, I talked about the Queen and how I had it in the color Honey, and I always love to have my main neutrals, which are black and brown, if I really love something, and so they offered to send me the Black Bee to share with you as well. And this one, I am a sucker for warm browns, but this leather is so soft and it's so squishy and it just molds to your body. I absolutely adore this bag. And when it arrived, I knew that this would be the perfect bag for a trip that we just recently made. And so I'll talk a little bit about that. If you're new to Lyons Leather, this is a woman-owned small business, and this design is really smart for several reasons. These are just workhorses of bags, and they're beautiful, functional, and you can change up the strap to change the way you carry the bag, and I think that that's really smart. So for the features of the bag, you have this magnetic back pocket. I just have like a folded up paper from church services this morning. You have a main zipper compartment, and you have different sections and lots of organizations. So one of the things that has made the Queen Bee the top size for me is that even though I used to be, and wanted to think that I still was, a minimalist when it came to my everyday carry for my bags, I actually am a maximalist. And I could make the smaller sizes work, and especially if a smaller size was needed for a specific outing. But once I started bumping up in size, I found that I just loved this size the most. So I guess if I had never tried the larger sizes, I'd still be making the smaller sizes work. But this just kind of gives me the best of both worlds. It doesn't make the bag really heavier unless you put a lot of heavy things in it. But this bag was super comfortable for me to carry. We recently went to New York City with family, and I didn't have like a planner or anything with me, which I usually have. I have my Kindle in here right now, but I usually would have some kind of planner, which is about this size. But I didn't have that. And so because of that, it made the bag like so much more moldable to my body. And I ended up carrying items for like 4 people in this bag when we were in the city. I also recently went to a haunted house, and it's a pretty long one, and I carried this bag with me there as well. And I have carried it most ways. You can shorten the strap and make it a shoulder bag, you can make it a crossbody, and you can make it a waist, like a fanny pack, a waist pack. I don't prefer to carry it like that. I usually go between a shoulder carry and like a true crossbody. And I love that this will just kind of like go behind you and then not even be in your way while you're walking around. That was super helpful while we were at the haunted house. So these straps come undone, and you're able to shorten them really easily. And I have been in situations where I have been out for the weekend and I started carrying it as a shoulder, and then we ended up like out more than I thought that I was going to be, and so then I've turned it into a crossbody. I don't like the way fanny packs or waist packs look on me, and that's the only thing that keeps me from carrying it like that. But I know that a lot of you look really cute with that kind of look, and so it'll definitely work for you. So inside the main compartment, you have a back slip pocket, a main like middle, and this has a zipper on one side and an open section here, and then a little spot for chapstick or what have you. You can also get like a key leash, and I have that attached to the one hook. And then the next section is like all my crap. The straps are detachable, so if you wanted to carry like some kind of like fancy boho strap or something like that, you can completely take this off and replace it with something else. But I really love the look of these brass buttons on the hardware and just like the brass look overall. So I don't see myself ever changing. This one is the extended strap. There are two different sizes that you can get to go with your bag. All right, so as far as what's in my bag, I just took out my Kindle. I think that this might be I think this isn't the newest Kindle anymore. I think there's a Paperwhite that has come out since this one. I think that one's like 2 years old. But I had that in my middle section. That's generally where I'll keep some kind of planner. And so I don't usually keep anything else in there except for maybe a highlighter or something, and then my planner. And that's also where my key dangles in. But I put my Kindle in there just so that you could see the sizing. Oops, I actually have a little drink mix in here as well. All right, so with that being out of the main section, you then have this little pocket here, and I do have a wallet from Lyons Leather as well. And I love these a lot because it has the clear view in here for your ID, so that depending on the situation, you don't have to take it out. I went to buy some cold medicine a couple months ago, and I had to scan my ID. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't usually have to take my ID out for many things. This is where I keep my, well, this is actually, let's see, I always say chapstick. Is anybody else like that? I just say chapstick. But this is from Dr. Bronner's. This one is Naked Organic Lip Balm. I love this stuff. And then on the other side is the zipper. And I currently have in here my Apple charger. And while we were in New York City, I also tucked in here some cash that my daughter had and her driver's license. Like I said, I was carrying items for 4 people. In the back section right now, I just have my sunglasses in here, and I love that they're protected. You don't have to keep them in another case if you don't want to, because this is a soft fabric and your glasses aren't going to get damaged. I will note that each leather has a different interior. So the honeybee has this blue and white floral pattern, and I really like the pattern that's on the black bee. This one is like an off-white and black floral. All right, and the back section here, I would call this my front section because the back I put towards my body. This is where I have like all of my maximalist stuff, because as much as I want to carry as little as possible, I have things that I need to keep with me. So I'm a germaphobe. So since we were traveling, I don't usually keep like wet wipes or whatever, but I knew we were going to be on the subway and in the city and public restrooms. So I packed these to go with us, and they came in handy. Hand sanitizer. I live a mostly low carb keto life, so I get foot cramps a lot, so I keep foot cramp medicine with me, and I keep some salt with me for the same reason. And you'll see a running theme here. This is electrolytes. This is from the brand Relight, and it's the same company that has this salt. It's called Redmond's, and so this isn't table salt. This is really good quality salt in here, and no sugar. I also have this very low sugar drink packet from True Lemon, I think is the company. This is like in the section where you would get like the diet drink. I don't even remember what that's called. But anyway, these have like 1 gram of sugar in them. So I think that this is a good alternative when you go out to eat. I order water and then I put this in here so it has some flavor to it without the cost and without all the carbs. It's November now, so my hands are already dry. I keep this Nivea cream on me, and I now have asthma after severe COVID several years ago. So if I'm traveling especially, I keep an inhaler on me. So I had this with me for the trip, and then I had this with me when we went to the haunted house because it was in an old prison and there's a lot of dust. And I don't want to be in a situation where things get bad with my breathing. So that is everything that I'm currently carrying in this bag. Like I said, if you don't have like really like hard items like the Kindle, this leather just bends to your body. And I absolutely loved this about the trip, especially when we were in New York City, because it's just wall-to-wall people when you go there. And I don't like the idea of any kind of bag jutting out. It does have this gusset, but see how much it like squishes in? Very close to my body, very secure. I didn't worry about like somebody grabbing it. And because I wore it to the city as a crossbody, it was very close to me. And that's another thing that I really like about this. Sometimes when you have crossbodies that are adjustable by other means, they're a little bit less adjustable just due to the fact that there are only so many holes. And because the snaps are on the entire straps, you're able to get a really close fit. If you want to carry it higher up, closer up your chest, just so that you don't have to worry thinking that somebody's going to try to like get into your bag or whatever, you can carry it really close up like this. I I prefer not to draw any more attention to my chest than I need to. So I like to carry mine kind of low on my hip, and that's just a personal preference. But I have been in situations when carrying these bags at rest areas and things like that, where I start out at one length and then I'm like, ooh, I don't like the area that I'm in, and I would feel better if this was closer to me. And I didn't have to wonder if somebody was behind me or whatever. But just in my like day to day, I like to keep that kind of low. I like to be able to kind of sling it behind me and not have it in the way. I'm kind of a go, go, go kind of person, and I like to get through a crowd. So this was super convenient both when we went to the haunted house and the city. And then this is generally my weekend bag. There are some extra things that I carry with me to the office. So sometimes I don't carry this all through the week. It's dependent. I know, I'm a girl, right? So I change out bags pretty frequently. I love a good tote bag as well. But these are the bags that I go to the most frequently on the weekend and definitely for travel. So if you haven't tried these out yet, I definitely suggest it. Like I said, they're just super lightweight, beautiful leather, wonderful quality craftsmanship. And then there's also a line of accessories that go with it that will match your leather and will match whatever interior you have on your bag. All right, guys, so that is why I prefer the Queen Bee. I am, I guess, a maximalist now. I try to be as minimal as possible, but I just need more these days. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I will leave a link. I have a coupon code for $20 off for Lyons Leather. I'll leave that in the description and in the first pinned comment. Let me know what you think and which size is your favorite. Are you a maximalist as well? Are you a minimalist? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and let me know what your favorite color leather is. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Bye, guys.